Hey, you're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen. I am Lisa, here to do another reading. I haven't been doing very many lately because it's been kind of busy, but it's like eclipse season. So I did one for the eclipse, but we're just, pretty much smack dab in the middle of eclipse season. So I'm just gonna see what comes out. Okay. And I found my box of decks that was missing. Okay, interesting. So this one popped out. We got the Queen of Cups. So this is like an emotionally balanced, loving, centered queen. She's like kind-hearted, compassionate, just like a good, sweet person. And we have this High Priestess. So this is someone with some intuitive powers, And then in the middle we have this Ten of Cups. So this is like happiness, abundance, fulfillment, like it's really good. So I kind of have that in the middle, and it's flanked by these two energies. It's like maybe like it could be the same person, but some heart-centered, someone who's like, guided by their heart, but also is really like getting some like deep insights, from the spiritual realm. So let's see. I just watched this business workshop by Colette Baron Reid, so maybe I'll do a Colette Baron Reid deck, because I was realizing like how many of her decks I have, which is crazy. Okay, wow. Okay, so I just did the split, and we got regeneration, and we got truth be told. So I feel like these are prominent energies for eclipse season, and the truth thing has been coming up a lot in the readings leading up to the eclipse season. Like this truth coming out and it being like really shaking things up, and like that's been a theme that's been coming out for a while. But this truth is, it's like it's being exposed, and it's interesting because it's like this owl, which is a symbol of like wisdom and signs and synchronicities from your ancestors. But it's just like this window is just like opening up, and it's interesting because it's like at the space of this owl's heart, and we have this heart-centered person. So it's almost like this is kind of a combination of these two cards. Like there is going to be this guidance. It's going to resonate in both of these dimensions, like in the spiritual realm and also in the realm of one's heart. This is going to be this big reveal, like this truth, this guidance that's going to lead someone on this new path, a regenerative path. Like it's almost like this, like you see this light, it's like this aha moment, like, whoa, like I see the path now. Like it's almost like this person has been held back for a really long time. This truth has been needing to be exposed because someone's been held back, in the readings for the months leading up to this. But it's like they're finally going to have this aha moment. The eclipse season is going to reveal the like path forward. Like it's going to become clear. Like that's kind of the message that I'm getting, and it's leading here, like it's leading to a good place. This was right underneath. So oh my gosh, this is really nice. Okay, we're gonna go to the angels and ancestors. Pick a card. Oh my gosh. So I just did the split, and it's so interesting. I got Earth Mother, feel loved and comforted. So, I mean, this really reminds me of the Empress, you know, and it's like giving birth to something new, you know, but it also reminds me of like this time that we're in, because there has been so much dysfunction in the world, and there's so much like pain that's being released, like with this wars and like destruction and earthquakes and deaths and like pandemics, you know, and it's like the earth is like, it's like having this like major healing crisis, you know, because we've like abused and neglected the earth, you know, and so this is happening in the background in this moment in time that we're living in. And then I have Medicine Mother, honor your inner knowing. So it's so interesting because it's like these are kind of like flanking, like these two feminine energies. Because it's like, you know, in general, and I feel like I did a reading about this for like the year last year. It was one of the major readings that I did last year, which I'll put here. And it was all about how we've been living in this era of distorted masculine energy that needs to be healed by divine feminine energy. And like, this is the era of time, the larger era of time that we're being in, you know? And so it's almost like we are on this path of healing, and we have to like trust our inner knowing, which is interesting because that's like a combination of these two energies. Like this path to abundance and like happiness is basically like us tuning into this guidance, the alignment of this guidance of like honoring our inner knowing that's coming from like a divine place, you know, and that's what's going to heal the earth. And I mean, in essence, that is just like really tuning into like divine feminine energy. But yeah, it's going to lead to happiness, abundance, fertility again, and regeneration, and truth, and like liberation. So, oh my gosh, this is like really not what I was expecting for this reading, but I'm digging it. So, okay, I'm gonna go to the Prism Oracle. I'm just gonna do a quick split here. So I got ideation and growth. So it's like, it's almost like, it's kind of like this, you know, it's like we're gonna have the aha moment. Like, okay, you know, it's like you hit these roadblocks in life, you know, and it's like it's like you kind of have these phases of sort of like, you know, okay, like I can't go around, like you get kind of stuck, you know. I just got this book. It was supposed to come in the mail. It came in the mail today. I haven't opened it from like, because I watched this workshop that Matthew McConaughey did earlier this week, and it's all about his book, like green lights, you know, red lights, green lights, and yellow lights. So it's interesting that we have this red light and this green light here, but it's just sort of like, you know, sometimes you get stopped because you have to rethink things, you know, you have to ideate like a new way forward. And then, you know, that's what leads to growth, you know. Sometimes a roadblock is actually a good thing because it makes you, you know, redesign your path in a more functional way, you know. And so in the long run, like this whole difficult era that we've all been living through, like that's kind of how we need to, you know, look at this moment in time. So, okay, so I'm going to go to the transient light. I'm going to pick a few cards from here. This is a really positive message. Okay. Wow. gosh. OMG. Okay, so at the bottom, we got the Ace of Coins. So this is, we're going through this gate, you know, into this brand new opportunity that's coming online. And we got Judgment. So we're kind of assessing where we've been. We're like, kind of accepting responsibility from what has come to pass and like, you know, the past, and so that we can kind of start over with this clean slate, you know. It's interesting because it fell right under this regeneration. So it's like once we've kind of like accepted and the karma for the past, we're going to be stepping forward into this new path, which is kind of what the next card is, the Champion Wands, which is like, it's kind of like the Knight of Wands, you know, like taking a bold step forward into the future. And then we have the Three of Coins, this new foundation that's like kind of reiterating this message, you know. It's just like, you know, we've kind of like burned everything down to the ground, you know, and it's like we kind of have to just like assign karma, you know, and sort of like let bygones be bygones, and like kind of let all that go so that we can move forward, you know, into this new foundation. And so that's kind of where we are, which is very exciting. This is really a healing moment, this eclipse season. Okay. I'm going to use this. I'm going to pick up one last card, the Work Your Light Oracle. Let's see what we get. But yeah, this is actually going to be, I mean, this is really positive for eclipse season. Okay, I got Anna, grandmother of Jesus, seeding the light, laying foundations, divine plan, which is interesting because it fell right under this Judgment and this regeneration. So it's like we're like letting go of the past so that we can see what the future holds, you know, what our path is starting to become the divine plan is starting to become clear. Like we have these new seeds, you know, for how we're going to move forward. And then we have Inner Temple, devotion, tune in to the portal of your heart. Wow, look at that beautiful artwork. Which again, like that's another message, you know, that we've gotten. The answer's in here, you know. And it's right in front of us, you know. So it's just sort of like, I think part of this eclipse season is just the shedding of all the stuff that's not working, and just finally accepting it and letting it go so that we can move forward into this like healing, which is on offer for us, this brand new thing. But like underneath that I had the Three of Swords. So it's like it's gonna require a correction. Like we need to make a correction so that we can see this path forward. But it's like right here, it's right in front of us. So that's what eclipse season is all about. So I'm gonna leave it here, and we've got another eclipse coming up and everything. So I'm sure I'll be back soon.